Welcome to a slice of Germany, because today we're headed straight back over to the Horizon car pass. With this, the Audi RS5 Coupe from 2018. This thing boasts a whopping 444 brake horsepower from stock, and it nearly matches that in torque with 443 foot-pounds, while weighing quite a fair amount, just a shade under 4,000 pounds. So this thing is insanely heavy. To be honest, it would be like trying to drive a warehouse. But I've got to say though, it does look very stylish for a warehouse, because I mean, just look at the front of that. It does look pretty cool. Going to the side, it kind of resembles, I want to say, a bit of the RS7 styling. Then going to the back, it does look pretty cool indeed. Moving to the inside, we've got ourselves just a massive screen in the middle there, as well as I think all these gauges over here, all these I think are digital too. But now let's go ahead and take a listen to this thing. So here we are now in the upgrade shop. We're going to jump straight to conversion and then straight over to engine swaps to see what's available. We've got 3 this time around, including the 6.2 litre V8. We have ourselves a 5.2 litre V10 alongside the racing 3 litre inline 6 turbo. So that means yes, you can indeed go ahead and throw a 2J in this thing. If you wanted to go and do other crazy stuff to this thing, you can also go ahead and also make this thing rear wheel drive as well. As to how well it'll work, I have no idea. Going over to aero and appearance, sadly there's not much for this thing, only just Forza aero for the front, and then going over to the back we have the well, very questionable Forza wing, or the little chance, I guess, to take the rear wing off, or rear lip off this thing entirely. That was a mess of words, but I'm sure you understand what I'm saying, right? In the meantime, though, our mechanic Mac has been very busy throwing together some upgrades to this thing, taking it all the way up to the top of A800. So let's go ahead and bring up the share code of that. Feel free to go ahead and download it for yourself, and we're going to go ahead and do that about now. So with these upgrades in place, we are now a little lighter at 3,825 pounds with the same amount of power, and right at the top of A-class. So with those upgrades now installed, here we are over in the paint shop. We're going to jump straight to advanced, which sadly there isn't any advanced painting options to this thing, but going to manufacturer colours, we do have a few to choose from. We've got ourselves a whopping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different colours to choose from, and apparently we can also go ahead and have this thing in a rather, nice deep blue, or green, or we can go ahead and even put it in a bright red as well, of which I think I'm going to need sunglasses if I keep looking at this thing. Okay, so I'll admit, when it comes to Audis, I don't exactly know too much about them, but if you do know some cool things about this car, some cool facts about it, feel free to go ahead and put those in the comments, and I'll read through them, and who knows, I might even learn a thing or two. And away we go, we're up against a whole bunch of other various assorted vehicles. We've got an Audi up front, we have a Beamer just over there, behind us we have ourselves a Porsche of all things as well, which is very interesting to look back and see. But let's go ahead and see what we can get out of this thing. We've got ourselves a little bit of front aero, I presume just to help us turn. We're on some semi-slicks. I am going to hope for the best that this thing's actually pretty decent. Well, to be fair, Mac built it, so hopefully it should be. Come on, past the Beamer we go, please. Oh, why does this thing feel slidey? Okay, hold on, what's going on with this thing? Has he made it rear wheel drive without telling me? On to our favourite turn, we're going to get ourselves past another Audi, which is absolutely fantastic. Now we're up into 4, up into 4, up into 4th. I know what I was saying. Now, I've tried looking up how many of these were made, and to be honest, I can't actually find a conclusive result, because the numbers, well, they just aren't there. As to why, I don't know, but if anybody does happen to know how many of these were built, do go ahead and let me know in the comments. What I do know is, though, if you want to buy one of these in the UK at the moment, you could be spending anywhere between £15,000 to £35,000, which is roughly this in US dollar. And in the meantime, while I've been talking about car numbers and prices, we managed to achieve a better number, and that is number 1 for our first place. The only question is, can I hold that to the finish line? Because with this thing, I really don't know. But I guess there's only one way to find out. 95%, one more turn to go, and it looks like we are indeed going to hold on to that first place across the line. And actually, by the looks of things, quite a gap as well, in a time of 2 minutes 10. So what a race that was, and now we move on to the Horizon backstage. Let's go ahead and take a look at the vote for this week, where we have ourselves the Neo EP9 and the Renault Clio from 2010 versus the Porsche Mission R and the Abarth 695. And honestly, this week, I kind of don't know what to choose. What would you pick? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, we go from road racing to drag racing, because Mac is back with another tune for us. Let's go ahead and bring up the share code of that. Feel free to go ahead and grab that for yourself. A bit like we're going to go ahead and do about now. Let's install it and see what we've got. So with those upgrades, this thing is now a lot lighter at 3,104 pounds with a whopping 1,270 brake horsepower. This thing's going to be mad. So now here we are over at the back of the festival. Let's go ahead and see, do we get a wheelie check out of this thing? I mean, sort of, kind of, but kind of not really as well, so maybe a yes and a no, solid maybe on that one. Now, as told by Mac, I had to be very careful how I launch this thing, so we're just going to full send it. So now here we are over at the edge of the drag strip, we're on launch control, and away we go. We have ourselves a whopping 3,100 pounds of car with a whopping 1,270 brake horsepower. I'm hoping for something pretty good out of this thing. I don't know where that guy was going. We've got 199 through the edge of the camera. And when we get off the end of the drag strip, we get ourselves a whopping 225 and still no braking. Will one of these cars ever have brakes? I don't know. Anyway, now it's our turn to go ahead, take this thing, go to conversions, slap in the biggest engine we can, which is going to be the Racing 3 litre. We're going to keep this thing all-wheel drive, and we're going to go ahead and see what speed we can get out of this thing. We are going to go ahead and throw on some semi-slicks, just so I can keep this thing on the road, because last time I checked, that's quite useful. While we're at it, we're also going to go ahead and throw in a 6-speed transmission, just so we've got a few less gears and a bit better power distribution. And of course, we can't forget the rims now, can we? Yeah, I think that looks about right. It's a car with a lot of horsepower, so I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to try our best, and if it works, I'll be very happy indeed. But of course, before we go any further, let's go ahead and take a look at this week's Forzathon shop. We've got ourselves the number 5 Extreme E race car, we've got ourselves a Horizon backstage pass, the Doodle pattern utility trousers, we have ourselves the Tank Pool Racing Mercedes-Benz truck, we also have the Welcome Spring car horn, which sounds a bit like this. Ah, how nice. We've also got ourselves the Horizon Super Wheel Spin, the regular Horizon Wheel Spin, and now let's go ahead and take this out to the motorway. And while we go to the edge of the motorway, it is time for another round of how close can we get to the motorway grate. I'm hoping this time we might have actually gotten there. I mean, sorta kinda. The day we get there, I think I'll celebrate. In the meantime though, here we are now over at the edge of the motorway. Let's get ourselves onto launch control, and away we go. Please. God, that was disappointing. Nearly 1,300 brake horsepower, and that's all launch control did. Man, that's sad. Please turn, please turn, please turn. Thank you. 257.76 out of the speed zone, and one Mercedes truck. Nope, there's no crash there. You saw nothing. Anyway, now let's go ahead and make our way on to the downhill. Speed camera should be here somewhere. There it is, 269.53. But now we're going downhill, 267, 268, 269, 270 out of this thing, 271. We actually got even quicker as well. And there's a sign. Let's go ahead, slam on the brakes. Can we get this thing to stop in a decent amount of time? Yes, but it also started sliding, so oh well. However, seeing it slide has given me a lot of hope for the next bit. Right, let's go ahead, throw this thing into the drift zone and see just what we get from this thing. Hopefully it's going to be something pretty good. Again, 30k is usually our kind of baseline, and this thing has exceeded it at 38,205. You would not believe how many attempts that took. And now here we go on attempt number 2, throwing it back the other way, 38,200 to beat. Can we do it? I don't know if we can. We're going to give it every single chance that we can. And we actually nearly did. In fact, we did do that. We did 38,000. I think that was 970. So it seems that 38,000 is a rough average for this thing, and that's not bad. In the meantime, though, as the sun sets over Mexico, it does over this video as well, because that is the video on the Audi RS5 Coupe. And I've got to say, it's actually not too bad of a car. If you want to pick this thing up for yourself, you will need the Horizon Car Pass, which is a little bit extra unless you have the top version of Horizon 5, which should include the car pass for nothing. But I've got to say though, this car definitely is worth it. It's a lot of fun, and it is just, you can do some stupid things to this thing, and it's brilliant. And if you have this car in Horizon 5, go ahead and let me know what you think. In the meantime though, like I say, that is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that cool stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Tech out. See ya! Don't know what it is, but the coast is always so relaxing.